Good morning. Well, there's one thing about this bill is there's no shortage of challenges. And it's interesting, the transition I'm making is that in the start of this bill, there was no question that I was a student. David and Greg were the teachers, and the book was the instruction manual. As complex as this bill is, if we're prepared to dig deep inside, you'll find there are lots of hidden little issues that we need to apply common sense in trying to find a solution. And that's what happened with the main mast partner. As I went to put frame 13 in and started looking at the grating or grill, I suddenly realized there was an issue with the edge of the aft of the main mast partner and the coamings, which is the forward end of the frame that holds the grating. And so the best way to explain this is to actually look at the 3D drawings which show the solution to this problem. And let me start by saying the problem is mine of interpretation, but there's also a problem in the book that I think they should have spent a little more time explaining this to us. Let's take a look at where we are. Here is the aft end of the main mast partner, which is supposed to, according to the drawings, line up to the aft end of beam 12, which is shown here. Now if we look at further detail, the red being the main jeer bit pin, the green being the main partner, and the yellow is beam 12. You will see that the relationship, particularly the edge of the aft hatch, shows the partner coming right to the edge, and the main jeer bit pin being recessed into beam 12 slightly. Now looking at the plank layout, we can see that the coamings actually goes much further in and butts against the partner, but you'll see that that's quite different than what's shown on the actual construction drawings. The green arrow, which is the forward side of the partner, shows that it butts right on the edge of the frame, but clearly the aft is treated differently. And that is really shown quite evident in the 3D drawings, where you can see the frame actually goes behind the main jeer bit pin. And there are a series of photographs from the 3D drawings, and again they show you quite clearly the transition that is made. And well, I'm going to follow the 3D version of these photographs and of course the planking frame to resolve the transition point between the mast partner and that grill or grating. So I'm following the planking layout. I'm going to reduce the size of the main mast partner at the back so that there's room for me to put the coaming in place. I used some alcohol to get the piece off, reduced its size by about 4 inches, and put it in place and just lining up a frame to make sure that it fits with the frame as dictated in that planking layout. More and more I'm getting to realize that if we take off our modeler's hat and think of ourselves as a shipwright working on this ship, how would I have approached this problem? And then the solution seems so obvious. So I'm not pretending to be any sort of expert. It'd be interesting to get feedback on what I've done. I'm doing it, so there's no going back from it. But I think my shipwriting skills that are growing will provide the solution to many of the future problems that I'm going to encounter. Now it's time to stick it, and again we're going to use PVA in case we have further problems. So we're sticking it, leaving 4 inches for the frame to fit, and for us to adjust the post. If ever there was an ad for why you should prepare all the pieces off the model and not on the model, these last few seconds of the work being done really typifies why it's much better to do this off the model. I'm quite sure this is not the last time I'm going to make a mistake, but it's very, very difficult to do this without damaging the piece you're working on, and the truth is any other piece that's close to where we're doing the work. I found the Micromot jigsaw extremely useful. The new transformer has a slow speed and the blade is up and down, so it really helped prepare the line for the post to fit that will be absolutely accurate. Really a very useful tool, and again one that I highly recommend. So now we've got the piece remade. We have a spacer inside. It's 126, and on the plan it's 128. So that's as good as I'm going to get it. So now we'll set up the template and make the piece. Well, the actual measurement is a 1/4 inch out. So I'm quite sure you'll forgive me for a 1/4 inch. I guess just tightening it up on the form made the difference. So I've stuck this with CA simply because I really don't want it to move. Anytime I'm making a piece and using a form to hold it in place, I'll try and use a glue that's really very quick, and CA is just perfect for the job. We've been through the construction of the side blocks, so I'm going to ignore that as it's been covered. So this mess is now resolved. I simply put pins inside the blocks. I really couldn't figure out how to do a sheave, but for the purposes of the model, I think that'll be fine. Well, that's Lucky 13 finally installed, and I'm glad to get that behind me. I'm going to be away for 2 weeks, so you're not going to see any more postings for a while. Off to Tobago for Easter. So enjoy your modeling while I enjoy a good rum and soda, nice sandy beach, and hot warm sun. We'll see you then.